On a seemingly ordinary day, Shanann Watts and her two precious daughters vanished without a trace. What started off as a heart-wrenching plea for their safe return quickly transformed into a chilling revelation. In a chilling tale that shook the world, the disappearance of Shanann Watts and her two young daughters, Bella and Celeste, unraveled a web of deception and a cold-blooded murder. Chris Watts initially appeared as a grieving husband and concerned father, pleading for the safe return, but as the investigation progressed, a sinister truth emerged. In the quiet suburban town of Frederick, Colorado, a sense of unease settled upon the community as Shanann Watts and her two young daughters, Bella and Cece, vanished into thin air. The news spread like wildfire, and a collective sense of worry gripped the community. Days turned into an agonizing search, with friends, family, and law enforcement combing every inch of the town in a desperate bid to find any clues to find Shanann and her daughters. It was the early morning of August 13th, 2018, and Shanann had been dropped home by her friend Nicole Atkinson after a business trip. Shanann was 15 weeks pregnant with a boy they were gonna call Nico, and she had an appointment scheduled the following day. But when Nicole Atkinson called her and texted her the next day, she didn't reply. Up until 1:35 p.m. and there was still no signs of Shanann, so Nicole Atkinson takes it upon herself to call police to run a welfare check.
How you guys doing?
Brother?
What's that?
Do you remember me?
Yeah.
Hey man,
How you been?
Hi.
You Nicole?
Yes.
Okay. So what's going on?
So my friend, we were out of town for a business trip this weekend,
All right.
and I dropped her off at 2 o'clock this morning. She's 15 weeks pregnant. She wasn't feeling well, and she had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9, and I told her to let me know if she needed me to take her. She's got 2 little girls, and she was very distraught over the weekend, wasn't eating normally or drinking, and we kept trying to force it on her because she's pregnant. Her husband and her supposedly are separating, but she didn't know this. She thought they were just having issues. He disclosed that to me today.
Okay.
Because I called him and I was like, have you talked or heard from Shanann since she left for work this morning? Because I can't get a hold of her. I've called, I've texted. Her car's in the garage. Her shoes she wears every single day are by the front door.
She only has one vehicle?
No, they only have the one vehicle and his work truck.
Okay. That's what I'm asking. There's not a...
She took the girls and went on a play date, but they're 4 and 2. She went on a play date. Why wouldn't she take in a car? They're both in car seats. And she had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9, and she didn't go to the doctor's appointment.
Okay. No answer on the phone. Husband's on his way.
Supposedly, but he said that 30 minutes ago, and I called him again, and he said he was 45 minutes out still. And I know the code to the door.
You do?
I do, but there's a thing on it. There's a... No, it'll... Even Chris knows you can do it. There's a... They have the thing flipped up here.
Oh. What about the garage door?
I don't
Is
know.
there...
The alarm goes
Do you mind calling him and seeing if we can get a passcode to this and get me permission to go in?
Okay.
I'm just gonna check the back, see if I can see anything.
What is it? His mom's gonna get it.
Okay.
This is her parents.
Mike, what's the key code of the garage?
At this point, the officer is just going around the house looking for any leads while they wait for Chris Watts to arrive. Shanann Watts was on some medications, and there was a potential fear that she could have passed out inside the house. When Chris Watts finally arrived, he was very cooperative and wanted to get on with the investigation to find his daughters and Shanann.
House, you guys.
I'll give you permission to walk to my daughter's house.
Mind if I come in, Chris? Okay. You checked upstairs? She's not there. I just want to make sure she's not passed out somewhere. Is she diabetic? You mind if I look around?
Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. fine.
Outside, outside, outside.
Oh, you're fine.
You're outside. You're outside.
At this stage, there are still no signs of Shanann Watts or her daughters, so the officer begins closing in on Chris Watts and asking him general questions.
Across country, North Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's not happening. She can play. All the girls' blankies are gone. Their blankies they sleep with, they don't leave anywhere without them.
Good. Nothing else appears to be missing though, just stuff you'd take for a quick trip. Does she work?
Yeah, she works from home.
Oh, from home?
She works, this is her lifeline. So yeah, that thing turns back, now it's going to start blowing up. Oh yeah, trust me.
It was shut down?
She's going to fly yeah. There was originally under the pillow on the couch. You know her passcode?
I don't know her passcode.
It used to be 2385, but now it's 6 digits.
It's the baby's due date.
1/31/19.
What does she do for work?
She works a direct sales company called Drive.
According to Chris Watts, Shanann said she was going to go on a play date with the girls and then go to a friend's house. But with Nicole Atkinson knowing Shanann had an appointment scheduled for that day, she knew it wasn't possible, so she questioned Chris.
Told me that she went on a play date with the girls, and then
That's what she told me.
Addie said you told her that
Yeah, she went with some friends with, she went to go to a friend's house with the kids. That's why I knew they weren't at school.
Addie said you told her that she left in the middle of the night.
Oh no, she didn't leave in the middle of the night, no.
Yeah.
Where do you kids go to school at?
Primrose and Vista Ridge.
Daniel said talk to me.
Okay. Hey. Yeah. No. Yeah, she said she was at a friend's house. That's what she told me she was going to do.
Nicholas.
At this moment, there are still no signs of Shanann or her daughters. The car is still in the garage, and the shoes Shanann wears every single day are still by the door. With no clues as to where Shanann could have went with the kids, Shanann's neighbor informs the officer that he has a surveillance camera, and what was captured on the surveillance camera completely changed the course of this investigation.
What's that?
Nothing on there.
You just have
My camera.
truck up to the car.
Lay down.
Loaded my stuff up in my coolers, my water jugs, my book bag, my computers, some of the tools that I had in the toolbox. I knew I was going to have to do some pumping unit rubbers today. That's why I was out so far. Is this on continually
Yep.
recording?
Yep. Well,
It's not, is it
any
motion or is it?
event.
Okay, so it's motion.
Any motion event that happens, I get cars driving from this street, This is him at 517.
Park out there on the side. I just want to get everything back in. Be easier to lug everything out there, all the tools that I had to bring in. Out of his cameras.
I would have got it.
Like
Right.
we had issues the other week when people were stealing stuff out of like garages and stuff like that, and I had parked my truck
I had
up
to
here.
park right here.
Yeah. So someone,
see if
I could
anything
see where someone tried to jim me with a flathead screwdriver over there, and it was just like.
But if any action would have happened, any cars or anything left your house, I would
Yeah,
have
if it would
got
have
it.
been like right in that area, they should have picked me.
Oh, it'll pick up anything coming down the street this way.
You know where that tree there is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Watch, I'll show you. There's nothing on here. We've already watched that one. So, yeah, that was it.
All right, appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem. Hopefully something comes up here.
You just want to go talk to him, I'm going to get his info real quick.
While watching the tape, Chris Watts made several actions that caused major concerns. He was constantly touching his phone or looking away, which slowly started causing major red flags.
No.
Rock the back and forth, and if you look, he never loads his stuff in and out of the garage ever.
Right.
And it doesn't look like he came from right here. It looks like he came from down the street. And then the other thing that doesn't make sense is why would he pull past this part? You can see him pull past.
Are you able to record this?
Uh-huh. I'd have to call Comcast so I can get him to do whatever. But watch, you'll see him get out. And he walks back and forth a couple times. To be completely honest with you, my wife and I were kind of wondering when she was on vacation if something happened, because I've heard them full out screaming at each other at the top of their lungs, and he gets crazy.
Does he? And that's pretty recently.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's why she went and visited people, is because she wanted to get away from the situation.
Give me your ID.
Shanann's neighbor has pretty much noticed the red flags. Chris Watts was constantly rocking back and forth, looking away and putting his hand on his head as if he's already been arrested. But at this point it's still too early in the investigation for the officer to make an assumption, so he still keeps an open mind and looks out for more evidence. But there's a sense that this is no longer a welfare check, but more like a missing persons investigation. But with still no signs of the lost Shanann and her daughters, Chris decides to turn to the media for help.
The most important thing, like, I'm not sure, I'll just wait for you to ask a question, but like, I want them, wherever they're at, like, I have no inclination to where they're at right now. Like, I've exhausted, like, every friend that I know of, and every friend that I have has called friends that Shanann has that maybe I didn't know about, and it's just like, it's vanished. Like, she's not, like, when I got home yesterday, it was like a ghost town. Like, she wasn't here. Kids weren't here. Doorbell camera. And I was like, hey, what's going on? She's like, I can't get a hold of Shanann. And that's when I was just like, all right, something's not right. If she's not answering the door, and she said the car was here, it's like, I gotta go home. But Celeste has definitely got her mom's personality to where she's always just gung-ho, ready to go.
You guys have a baby on the way.
Mm-hmm.
How do you about to have a third child?
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of going through your mind right now too?
It's like, that's why I want everybody back. That's why I need everybody back here. I need everybody safe.
I think I'm good.
After this interview with the media, the red flags couldn't have been any redder. Chris Watts' lack of emotional display led to a lot of speculation about his involvement in the crime. He often spoke in a monotone voice and provided brief and rehearsed responses, which led many people to question whether his lack of emotion was an indication of his guilt or manifestation of a psychopathic personality. With Shanann and her daughters still at large, investigators knew they had to move quickly. It was no longer a welfare check. They believed something more sinister had occurred. On Tuesday, the 14th of August 2018 was when the physical search began, as no other foreign DNA was found in the house. And Chris Watts being the only person in the house after Shanann was dropped off, investigators called Chris in for an interview to get his storyline of events.
And the kids close too. There was enough that was there that I saw missing.
Okay. So, all right. So I know it's hard to talk about. You mentioned that there was a hard conversation the two of you had about
Separation.
Your marriage and separation. Now that you've had a little bit of time to think, looking back on that conversation, can you connect the dots between both of you being upset and crying, and here we are, and now she and the kids are gone? What do you think about?
I think about, like, did I cause this? Like, did I make her feel like she needed to leave? And, like, did she really feel, like, the things she was saying, did she really feel the same? Did she really feel like, all right, the disconnection? Did she really feel all that, or she was just saying it? Like, maybe, like, us falling out of love, was that really registering her at that point in time, or did it register after I left to go to work? And then she was like, I'm just gonna leave.
Okay.
It's like, I'm not sure, because she laid back down.
Okay.
She was still there when I left.
Okay.
But, like, maybe she sat there and thought about it, like, do I really need to stay here right now? Like, if he doesn't love me, maybe I should just go. So I crawled back in bed.
So sorry, let's start from, she gets home late at night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll start from that point.
Okay. So she got home about 2 a.m.
And were you already home?
Oh yeah, I was passed out.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I felt her get into bed. That was about it. About 4 a.m. That's when my alarm. That's when my alarm went off to go to work.
Okay.
That's when I got ready and everything.
So she gets in at 2. Alarm goes off at 4, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you were sleeping that whole time?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the conversation hadn't started?
No.
Okay.
So about when my alarm goes off, that's when, after I get ready for work, I crawl back in bed and have that conversation.
So you wake up at 4. At 4, then what until you start the conversation?
Get dressed, get my clothes on, brush my teeth, deodorant, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Shower?
No.
Okay.
Shower, yeah, night before.
Okay, what do you do for a living?
I work in the oil and gas.
Okay. So then it doesn't matter if you go to work without a shower? Okay.
Definitely not.
All right.
It's going to be bad anyways.
Yeah. So then you wake up, you get ready. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
You're fine.
So then what time are we talking about when you're ready to talk with her?
About 4:15 or so.
Okay. And so she was asleep from the time she got in from 2 to 4, or 4:15. You wake up at 4:15, you're ready. Okay, and at 4:15, you start talking. Why do you talk at 4:15 in the morning?
I felt like I needed to talk to her face to face, because like I wanted to say something. Like when she was in Arizona, like I didn't want to do it through a text. I didn't want to do it through a call. I was like, I got back in bed. I was like, I needed to talk to her about this, because she had told me like when she was going to fly back that she wanted to get up with me so she could take a shower, because she wanted to get there with me.
What do you mean when she got back?
When she flew back in.
From Phoenix?
Yeah.
Okay. So she told you, let's have a talk?
No, she wanted to get up with me so she could take a shower at the airport off her, because she was her flight was delayed.
Oh, okay.
Her flight was supposed to get in 11, but it didn't leave till 11.
Okay. And so did she call you or did she text you?
I think there was a call.
Okay.
On that one.
All right. And so at 4:15, what happens?
That's when I crawled back in bed and I woke her up.
Okay.
And then I proceeded to talk to her about how I was feeling, about how I felt like what's been going on with us for the last, what she's seen like the last 6 weeks, because she was in North Carolina and I was down there just the last week. But from just being apart and just like figuring out who people are. It's like the best way for people to really find out who they are is to spend time apart.
I agree.
And it's kind of just like, you need to see yourself. Well, and then on the last week, that's when I went back to North Carolina, and I was there for the last week there.
Okay.
And when we were together, we could feel like it wasn't there, that spark. And that's kind of cliche, but that spark wasn't there anymore. And on that night, I woke that morning, early that morning, I told her like the disconnection it's there, like it's not going away. Like the connection we had in the beginning, it's not there anymore. It's like I don't feel like the love we have is there anymore.
Okay.
And it's just like I don't feel like. I mean, if we want to stay together for the kids, I'm not sure if that's going to work. Like bringing
another. What you told him?
Yes.
Okay.
Like having another baby, bringing us into this relationship. Do you think this is going to work with us being together, or separation? I think is going to be the best possible route for us. And that's when like all the crying and everything proceeded. And it was very hard just to talk about that. But I needed to do it face to face.
Okay.
And I needed to see her face, like while I did it. I couldn't text, phone, whatever. I needed to be face to face and be able to see her and know that she was going to be at least reciprocating back.
Like in the bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else about that?
No, that is weird that it was sitting like on the couch cushion, like right there.
Okay. So, can we back up a tiny bit? You come home, no one has been in the house.
No.
Okay. No one could get in the house, is that right?
Yeah, unless you had a garage door.
Okay. And that's how you got in?
So I got in.
So at this point, you get there. Are the police there at this point?
Yes.
So you, the police, Nicole, that's it?
Her son.
Her son. What's her son's name?
I think Nick. I think his name's Nick.
Nick. And so you and Nicole aren't besties per se? You and Nicole?
Oh no, like we're friends, but yeah, my wife and her are really good friends.
Okay. And so Nick, you don't spend much time with Nick?
No.
Okay. Why is Nick there?
That he was just with his mom.
Okay. Is there anything weird about Nicole and Nick?
Not that I really think of.
Do you think anything about your wife not being around has anything to do with Nicole and Nick?
I would hope not. I mean, like, Nicole is one of her good friends. I don't think they could have done, like, I don't think they could have done anything, like, as far as, like, helping her get out and then being so emotional when they couldn't find her. I don't think they could be capable of that.
So at this point in the conversation, Chris Watts has pretty much said he wasn't ready for a third kid and spoke to Shanann about divorce. As they were talking about divorce, the conversation got very emotional, leading Chris Watts to go downstairs and leave Shanann in the bedroom before he left for work. So before he left for work, Chris Watts claimed that that was the last time he saw Shanann. Not entirely satisfied with Chris's storyline of events, investigators asked Chris if he can return the following day for a polygraph test, so this way he can be excluded as a suspect in the case. And Chris Watts, like any guilty person trying to clear their name, agreed.
Regarding Shanann's disappearance, do you intend to answer all of the questions truthfully?
Yes.
Are you now in the state of Colorado?
Yes.
Before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
Is your first name Christopher?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about?
No.
Do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
Were you born in 1985?
Yes.
A polygraph test is a method that's used to measure physiological responses in an individual while they answer a series of questions. The underlying assumption is that when a person lies, there may be observable changes in their physiological indicators compared to when they tell the truth. The grading scale in a polygraph test for someone being truthful will be around +2 or higher. And for someone that's being deceptive, the grading scale will be around -4 or below. Chris Watts scored a -18, failing every single question on that polygraph. And at this point, it was no longer a polygraph test. This was a full-on interrogation. Investigators had no doubt that Chris Watts was their main suspect.
So I brought Graham in here because we want to talk to you about the results, okay?
Okay.
So, it is completely clear that you were not honest during the testing, and I think you already know that. You did not pass the polygraph test.
Okay.
Okay, so now we need to talk about what actually happened. And I feel like you're probably ready to do that.
I didn't lie to you on that polygraph, I promise.
Chris,
I know.
Stop. It's time. Just stop for a minute. Take a deep breath. I want you to take a deep breath right now.
your stomach. And when people hold stuff inside, it makes you physically ill. And I can just tell on your face, I could tell from the second you walked in that you were wanting to just come clean and just be done with this. And I appreciate that because you knew sitting down in that chair that you weren't going to pass today, and you knew I was going to find out because I told you that. And then you continued to stay knowing that you could, at the end, say, you know what, I just need to get this off my chest. Like, I just need to tell you what happened. We're not here to play games. We're not here to do any of that with you. We just want to know what happened.
Everything that I've told you, I did not lie on this polygraph. I don't know how much I could tell you right now. Like, I did not.
It's not even an option right now because you did not pass the polygraph. So I know you were being deceptive. So that's not even an issue right now. The issue right now is what happened to Shanann, Bella, and Celeste. That's the issue right now.
Okay.
Okay. So let's talk about that. I know you want to tell us. I can see it in your face. Holding this lie in is going to do nothing for you.
I know this. Like, okay. I'm not like trying to like cover things up. Like,
yeah, but you kind of are because it's normal. Normal people would do that. Normal people that make a mistake initially are going to go, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. That's normal. I would expect that. It's just like if you ask your kid, you know, did you write on the wall? And they go, no. And you're like, you have a marker on your hand. Like, I know you just wrote on the wall. And they're like, oh, okay. That's a natural reaction that someone's going to initially lie about something like that and then eventually tell the truth. So this is your eventually telling the truth time. This is where the rubber meets the road, Chris. Like, don't let this continue any longer, please.
I'm not trying to make anything continue. Like, I want them back home, like...
But you know they're not coming back home. You know that.
I don't know in the back of my head. I hope they come back home.
But you know they're not.
I hope they come back home.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know they're not coming back home. So let's keep talking about your family. Okay? We just can't figure out why there's two Chris's. Okay? We talked about that last night. Yes. We just can't figure it out. There's a Chris, okay? If somebody asked me my kid's child routine, I would say, I don't know, go ask their mom. That's the truth, right? And so it is very surprising to me, and it warms my heart that you're the type of dad who can pack a bag in the morning, and you know just what to put in there, and you know just what to put in there as a backup in case they have an accident, okay? You know what the clothes to put in there, you know what they have for breakfast, you know what they have for a snack, and a dinner, and a nighttime snack. You can tell me the book you read to your daughters, okay? I know you love them, and you're not faking that, are you? It's real, okay? There's a lot of guys who come in here and try to tell me that, and I know they're lying, okay? Because they can't answer those questions that you can answer, okay? But you aren't here today lying about something else. So we need to talk about that, okay? I cheated on her. I know. And this is very good. Keep I'm not proud of it. Like, I don't think anything like that could happen. I don't think I'd ever do it, but I did. I know. Keep going. And she accused me of it. I denied it. I cheated on her, and I feel horrible for it. Like, she was pregnant, and it was... I don't want to... I didn't hurt her. I cheated on her. I hurt her emotionally. I cheated on her. And I feel absolutely horrible about this, but that's what I've been holding. When I didn't go to the Rocky game, I was with her. Okay. I went to dinner with her. Okay. Keep going. That 5 weeks I was alone, I was with her most of the time. Okay. You're doing a good job. This is the Chris that I knew would come out today. This is the Chris who tells the truth because you're a truth teller. And that's
tell you I fell out of love because I fell in love with her.
Absolutely.
Okay? I mean, that's God's honest truth.
Okay. Who is her?
So I don't want to get her involved in this. I don't want to ruin her life. Like it's something like this. I don't want her involved in this.
Okay. So can we talk about that a little bit?
Yes.
I knew that you would say you didn't want to get her involved.
But
because you'd like to take care of people.
She's a wonderful person. Like, I mean, she knew I was married, yes. And I told her we were going through issues, yes.
Yes.
And I told her that, we were going to get, at the end, like, you're going to get separated. Like, once I figured out what that was, I didn't know what that was going to be.
I know.
I had no idea. I saw her, took my breath away, and I'd never thought in a million years that could happen.
I know.
I know you're thinking of my favorite, it was, I never felt that way about anybody in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Chris, that's not your fault.
No, I'm just...
Why can we do this? I know you want to take care of her because it's because you're the type of guy that takes care of women. It is. You took care of your wife, you took care of your daughters, you were very good at taking care of her, and you want to take care of her. So can we make a deal? I don't think this girl did anything to hurt anybody, but I can't walk out of here wondering. So can we leave her out of it?
Okay.
Get back to your wife and your daughters.
Okay.
Where are they?
That I do not know. That was what I was holding back. I didn't know, what I did. I know.
Chris, in the interview today, you weren't asked about infidelity. You were asked about...
I was holding back from last night.
That's why you failed today.
That's not how that works. You would have reactions to every single question, not just the ones that we talked about being important.
Like the ones you wanted me to lie about, is that what you're talking about?
No, the ones about her disappearance and knowing where she's at and about seeing her last.
I was not lying about those things. So
can I tell you what I think?
Yes.
Okay. So, going into that interview today with Tammy, where we strapped you in, we knew all about Nikki. Okay? All about her. And you're doing a very good job right now, because you didn't have to tell us about her, but you did.
I couldn't hold that in anymore.
I know. We could see it in your chest and in your eyes. Okay? Here's the challenge that we have. We knew about Nikki, and so we didn't need to ask you about her in the polygraph. We just didn't need to, because we knew, okay? And so that's why we didn't ask you, because we already knew the answer, okay? We're very, very worried about your daughters and your wife.
I am too.
Okay? So can I tell you maybe, based on the people that I've talked to, and Tammy's talked to, based on all the investigations we've done, based on your cell phone, both your cell phones, your wife's cell phone, Nikki's cell phone, okay? Based on talking with family members and friends, and based on talking with everyone. Here's what we know, okay? And I'm not going to lie to you right now. Here's what we know, okay? Chris is a good man. Everyone said it, okay? I'm not just telling you that because I, want to blow smoke here. You're a good man, okay? Nobody can fake answers about packing a backpack. Nobody. You either pack a backpack for your kids or you don't, okay? This should have been the happiest time of your marriage. Okay? You and Shanann. This should have been the happiest time. She's making a little money. She's making good money. You're making great money. You both have a job. You have beautiful kids. You have a beautiful house. You're in Colorado. Clean air, good people. Okay? And on top of that, you look pretty good now. You're pretty fit. Okay? This should have been a time in your marriage where you guys were happy and thriving and productive. Okay? And I believe that Shanann's the reason none of that happened. I believe that she's a controlling person. Maybe doesn't listen to you as much as she should. I think that she can do whatever she wants and you can't. Okay? I think if you were to go to a restaurant, she would order whatever the hell she wants. And as soon as you order a nice steak, she says, whoa, buddy. Okay? A woman that lets her man do all of the backpack packing and all of the cooking.
I'll do all the cooking, but she cooks I do some things here and there.
Okay.
it's because you're a good person, and I think that she started on the path to leave the marriage. Okay? It's ironic that we're talking about you and Nikki. I think that she was the one who started on that path first.
At this point in the interrogation, Chris Watts is not giving in. So investigators look into finding a possible motive for the murders by giving Chris Watts different scenarios that could have occurred.
I just find it hard to hear you talk about just having this emotional, conversation with Shanann, and you're bawling and crying together, and you have not shed one tear in 2 days that you've been here. Not one. And help me understand that, because I don't get it. These are your baby girls, and you have not shed one tear over them not being around. Chris, I lose my 4-year-old in the store for 10 seconds, and I start to go panic. I have not seen any of that from you at all. Help me understand that.
I love those girls. I would never do anything just because I haven't shed a tear. Like, you get
no, that's weird. Is that weird?
Don't look into that like I don't love my kids.
Tell me, explain to me. You're crying with your wife that you're leaving her.
Yeah.
But you don't cry that your 2 little baby girls.
I'm hoping they're still around somewhere. I'm hoping they're still somewhere.
Yeah, but you don't have them right now. You're not reading stories to them at night.
I know.
You're not giving them midnight snacks. You're not giving them their medicine. You're not waking up with them in the morning.
I know this.
So that should cause you pain.
It does cause me pain.
But I don't see that. I don't see that. I want to see the Chris that cares. I want to see the Chris that, feels bad about what he did and wants to, get this off his chest and be done with this. And let us find your little girls so that they're not out there in the middle of a field or whatever somewhere. Don't do that.
Chris, we can keep talking to you once we find these girls, okay? So once we find these girls and your wife, right? No matter how we find them, no matter what condition they're in, we can keep talking to you, and you can tell us, guys, it's not as bad as it looks. And you can say, let me tell you what happened. I was never comfortable with you, Graham, or with you, Tam. I wasn't comfortable yet, but now that everything's known, now that these girls are found and Shanann's found, however they're found, it's okay. We can keep talking to you. Okay?
Chris, did Shanann do something to them?
No, I don't know.
I'm serious.
I have no clue.
No, you would have known, because they didn't leave the house. Did Shanann do something to them, and then did you feel like you had to do something to Shanann?
No, they were at the house when I left. They were there.
They weren't there. They didn't leave. They vanished.
They were there.
The only way they could have left is in your truck.
There's no way, because, I didn't just throw them in my truck.
You know your truck has GPS,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Because you even told your boss, hey, I'm going through separation, I'm maybe staying at a friend's house, whatever. You know that thing pings every 10 seconds?
Yep.
So we will know exactly where you went.
And your company's giving that to us.
I know.
Okay. Are we not asking the right questions, Chris?
No, you're asking all the questions.
What are we not asking you right? What are we doing wrong?
You're not doing anything wrong.
After hours of interrogation, investigators knew Chris was never going to admit what happened to Shanann or her kids. But as the pressure was mounting on Chris Watts, he requested to speak to his dad, Ronnie Watts. Investigators knew that allowing Chris's dad in the interrogation room would lead to 2 things. Either Chris would confess to the murders, or Ronnie Watts would advise Chris to keep his mouth quiet and seek an attorney. Knowing both of these outcomes and how high the stakes were, investigators took the risk anyway.
Hey Chris, we're going to let you have however much time you need, okay?
Okay. You going to leave us in there or no?
Yes.
Okay. They know I had an affair. And they know. I can't complain about that. about Shanann for a long time. So she started her with kids. Paper. Smell it. They're choking.
I didn't hear anything. When I was downstairs, I came back up and they were gone. I don't know, like me talking to her about that. Talking to her about separation and everything, about like she lost it. I don't know like what else to say, like I freaked out. Those are my kids.
So she, found it that one time, you were leaving the place and going to work. She freaked out over the separation and everything.
Like she laid back down, but that's when I went downstairs. But I heard like a little commotion upstairs, but I didn't think anything of it.
And then you went back upstairs and she was
Never. I could see like she was on top of the kitchen.
choking her or did she kill her?
They're blue.
Both of them?
Yeah.
She choked both of them to death.
I freaked out at the same thing.
The risk of allowing Ronnie Watts into the interrogation room eventually paid off for investigators. They were able to make Chris Watts confess to his father that Shanann, Bella, Cece, and Nico were no longer alive. Now the only thing investigators needed to know was where Chris Watts disposed of the bodies.
I was just telling him, I wanted to show him that picture.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk a little bit about how the rest of the night's going to go.
That looks familiar to you? What is that?
It's the PRC surgery 319.
Okay. Whereabouts is Shanann and the girls?
How old is this picture?
Today.
That's today.
Can you mark it for me? Thanks. I think it's the paper, it's just gonna, is that S for Shanann? Okay, and where are the girls at? In these? So which one is, do you know which one?
Are they in the tanks? Can somebody who doesn't know what they're doing open those? Okay, it's easy to open them.
What's in the tanks?
It's a mixture of oil and water.
After this confession, Chris Watts was immediately arrested and brought into custody for the murder of his family. Investigators were able to recover the bodies the following day from the first place that Chris Watts visited on the day of the disappearance, Survey 319. As for Nicole Kestinger, she called into the police hotline and essentially admitted to being the second woman Chris Watts was involved with. But after being interrogated and having her cell phone forensically examined from the evidence collected, investigators were confident that she had no role to play in this tragic event. With all the evidence collected, investigators were now preparing for a murder trial, which could have potentially lasted years. But before they had a chance to, Chris Watts stopped the clock and pled guilty to all charges against him.
I'd like to say to the courts that Shanann, Bella, and Nico are loving, caring people. They love life. They love being around people who love them. They always had good times. This is the first time they went to the beach this year, and they loved it. But God only knows what happened that night. Life will never be the same without Shanann, Bella, and Celeste, and Nico. Had all their lives to live. They were taken by a heartless one. This is the heartless one, the evil monster, who dare you take the lives of my daughters Shanann, Bella, Celeste, and Nico. I trusted you to take care of them, not kill them. And they also trusted you. The heartless monster, and then you take them out like trash. You disgust me. They were loving and caring people. You may have taken their bodies from me, but you will never take the love they had from me. They loved us more than you will ever know, because you don't know what love is. Because if you did, you would not have killed them.
Because I did not see this coming. You went from being my brother, my sister's protector, one of the most loved people in my family, to someone I will spend the rest of my life trying to understand. What gave you the right to put your hands on a woman, let alone my best friend, my beloved sister, your daughters, and your son? Why weren't they enough for you? In the blink of an eye, you took away my whole world, the people that mattered to me the most. Everything in my life I loved, your children. They trusted you. They loved you. They looked up to you because you promised to keep them safe. Instead, you turned on your family. My blood is boiling as I write these last words because they are the last you will ever hear from me. I can't even think of the right words to describe the betrayal and the hate I feel. And to be honest, you aren't even worth the time and effort it takes to put my pen to this paper. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't cry for my family. They were my whole world. All I do is ask myself why. Why would you do this? You don't deserve to be called a man. What kind of person slaughters the people that love them the most? Did you really think you would get away with this? Did you really think that this was your best option, to throw away your family like they were garbage? They deserve better, and you know it. I hope you spend the rest of your life staring at the ceiling every night, being haunted by what you've done. None of us deserved this. Hearing my mother and father cry themselves to sleep in this hotel room causes me anguish that is beyond words. I can't describe how this feels, how badly my heart is breaking for my poor parents. We trusted you. You have taken away my family from this earth, but you can never take them from my heart. You took away my privilege of being an uncle to the most precious little girls I've ever known. I will never hear the words Uncle Frankie again, but you will never be called Dad again either. You'll never be able to put your hands on another woman, let alone my best friend, my beloved sister, and your son. I just can't comprehend how they weren't enough for you. Shanann, Bella, and Cece loved you more than anyone. You were their hero. How could you destroy the people who loved them the most? I pray that you never have a moment's peace or a good night's rest in the cage you'll spend every day of your life in. A cage you are privileged to live in because my family isn't evil like you. We begged the district attorney to spare your life because despite everything, we believe that no one has the right to take the life of another.
I wanted to say thank you for this moment. I want to take a moment to thank everyone who has prayed for our beloved family, who has sent gifts, cards to us from all over the world. I know God will put the evil people where they need to be. I also want to take the time to thank the town of Frederick, Greeley, FBI, the DA's office, the CBI, for exceptional work. We thank Nicole Atkinson, Shannon's neighbor, Nathan, and his family. To me, they're our heroes. They really are. God bless. God makes no mistakes on who he puts in your life. Marriage is about love, trust, and friendship and unity. We marry for sickness and health, to death do us part. Our daughter Shanann loved you with all of her heart. Your children loved you to the moon and back. Shannon's family was her world. Shanann put a crown on your head. But unfortunately, The day that you took their life, God removed that crown. We loved you like a son. We trusted you. Your faithful wife trusted you. Your children adored you, and they also trusted you. Your daughter Bella Marie sang a song proudly. I don't know if you got to see it, but it was Daddy, You're My Hero. I have no idea who gave you the right to take their lives. But I know God and His mighty angels were there at that moment to bring them home to paradise. God gives us free will. So not only did you take the family of four, your family of four, you took your own life. I want the world to know that our daughter and her children were so loved by us. There will always be protected by God and His mighty angels. I didn't want death for you because that's not my right. Your life is between you and God now, and I pray that He has mercy for you. From Shannon's mother, Bella Marie, Celeste, Catherine, and Nico Lee's, Nana. Thank you, Your Honor.
As the haunting tale of Chris Watts comes to a close, we are left with a chilling reminder of the depths to which a person can sink. His deception and cruelty stunned the world, forever changing the lives of those affected. As the darkness closed in, so did the pursuit of justice, the resilience and dedication of law enforcement, Shanann's friend and Shanann's neighbor, with the unwavering support of the community, brought the truth to light. Like a candle in the night, their memory will forever shine bright, and as we move forward, may we never forget the lessons learned from the chilling story of Christopher Watts.
My daddy is a hero. He helps me grow up strong. He helped me snuggle too. He reads me books. He ties my shoes. If you're a hero, blue and blue, my daddy is love you.
Oh,
Hiya.
what are you guys doing? Playing? Are you playing nicely? Say hi. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, you guys are so cute. Does Cece have a baby?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. Is that your baby? Oh, her?
Hi.
Hi. Wave. Cece, say yes. Yes. I like how you say yes. You want more?
We did it again. I like that shirt. Really?
Really?
That's awesome. So pink means...
That's just a test.
I know. It just says the pink is going to be girls.
I don't know. Just a test.
That's awesome. Guess when you want to, it happens.